living in a truck seems simple whenever you first start driving. You're thinking, I'm going to drive, I'm going to make money, I'll live in the truck, I won't have to pay any rent, things like that, and just then repeat over and over and over. But the reality of it is, you're going to spend 99% of your time working in a demanding job, one of the most demanding jobs in the country, and you're living in a place that is the size of a closet for most people. Most new drivers don't understand, or most people in general don't understand what it's like to live this way until you actually do it for a few weeks. It's not just driving. Your truck becomes your house. It becomes your dining room, your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, your place you go whenever you just need to take a break and get some quiet. It's everything in your life. Once you start driving over the road and you decide to do it that way, it's everything. You're in the truck 90% of the time. One of the first things you notice is actually how small your world is whenever you're in the truck. The entire living space is, like I said, is the size of a walk-in closet maybe at most. And you just have limited space. You have to organize everything really, really well, because if you don't, it becomes cluttered, overbearing, just unrealistic, trying to live in something this small with everything just scattered everywhere. And then, just clothes laying everywhere, paperwork everywhere, things like that. You have to make the truck work for you so it's not as cluttered. Because if you're going to live in it, like I do and a lot of other people do, you've got to have things in order. If you don't, it's going to be so chaotic. After a week, you're going to be like, this is crazy, I'm out. And a lot of drivers actually do that. A lot of drivers in their first year, they're gone, just because they don't know how to work the system, work with what you have as far as in the truck, the space you have and things like that. And if you get two people in there, say you take a girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, whatever you want to call with you, or even, running team in a truck, it gets even more crowded. Two people in a space this size is a lot. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot. The simple things that a lot of people don't think about, really and truly. I've made several videos on different parts of this, but finding your parking to be comfortable in a decent area and things like that, they become extra important if you're living in it every day, every minute pretty much. I mean, you're going to have breaks here and there, but finding parking where you can get your showers, because we rely on going in truck stops to get a shower, unless you get a hotel room every night, and that becomes really, really expensive. So you're going to live most of your time in the truck, as I do, like I said, and a lot of other people. Keeping your food in your truck that you need to go, eat day after day after day. You learn where you can go to Walmarts or grocery stores and things like that has truck parking, allows you to park there. A lot of Walmarts don't want you to anymore. That's fine. There's actually one that just popped in the top of my head, Mount Vernon, Illinois. There's a Flying J truck stop there. You can walk right behind it. There's a Walmart. You can go in and get all your grocery stuff or whatever else you need. The having clean clothes also. A lot of people, this doesn't kind of equate into a lot of people's thoughts. So, well, I'll just wash my clothes wherever. You can't just wash them wherever. I mean, the laundromats, if it's a regular laundromat, they're hard to get into with a truck. If you're bobtail, maybe, what have you. But things like that, it's just you have to strategize how you're going to do things living on the road. A lot of truck stops have laundry in there that you can use. You can go on the Trucker Path app. I've mentioned that app before. It's a really good app. I use it all the time. And you can find out if they have, laundry, different truck stops, whether they do or don't have laundry, whether, they have it'll show stuff nearby, like restaurants, grocery stores, things like that. You have to prepare for that, plan for that. It's a lot of planning. This job is a lot of planning out everything, especially if you're going to live in a truck all of the time. Getting a routine together also. Getting your normal sleep schedule going. Which is hard to do in trucking sometimes, depending on what you're doing. That sleep schedule may get messed up, but get your normal sleep schedule. Hopefully you can stay on a routine close or what have you. Get that lined out. Get, plan on things like, hey, am I going to clean the truck every day, once a week, once a month? I mean, that's up to you. You don't want to live, or I don't want to live in a really dirty truck. I try to keep on top of mine. I've actually last Sunday decided to do a real good, thorough cleaning, and I'm like, yeah, I'll let this get out of hand. It'll get out of hand really, really quick if you don't stay on top of it, because it's such a small space and you're in and out, you just don't think about it. You're tired in the afternoon or at night whenever you get done, and you just don't want to deal with it. So plan time to clean your truck. Maybe it's at a shipper or receiver while you're waiting to load or unload or something like that, whatever it may be. Maybe that's just a shipper or receiver whenever you do it. You just a little here and a little there instead of having to, take a whole day at it. Sometimes you need to take a whole day at it, and usually it doesn't take quite that long, but just depending on how clean or how dirty it gets before you do it. That's for you to figure out. I have mine, you do yours. Your meal habits also, this is all a routine. You got to get in routine about everything. Your meal habits. Are you going to prepare your meals? Are you going to eat most of your stuff out of truck stops? I hope not. That gets really expensive. Or are you going to go to restaurants? Are you going to go to Walmart? Are you going to go to the grocery store? Are you going to meal prep? I know a friend of mine, he has everything in his truck. He has even a little crock pot. It's got a locking lid. He's got a big cooler. He keeps a lot of food with him, and he prepares most of his food, or nearby all of his food, on the road. He's an owner-operator. Hopefully I can get him on here before long, because he's really hardcore, saving money in different ways. And anyway, but get your routines down. So that's another thing. So it doesn't feel chaotic. Once you get in a certain cycle of everything, it's just routine and normal, and it's just second nature once you get into it. Another thing that a lot of people really just don't think about or prepare themselves for, it's more on the mental side, is you have a lot of hours by yourself, a lot of hours alone. What are you going to do to take up that time? Are you going to talk to friends, FaceTime friends, family, things like that? What are you going to do to kill that time? Sit around and watch TV? I like to go for walks. If it's weather permitting, I like to get out and go for a lot of walks and stuff like that, because it helps you become more healthy or stay healthier. This is not the healthiest job, especially if you're just going to sit around and watch TV a lot. Then you get to missing your family. The mental side of that is really tough if you've been around family a lot and it's just a real huge part of your life. You start missing your family, and you're just sitting here wondering, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I've been doing it so long. I miss family. I miss friends. I miss just everything in general, whenever I get around people. But I've done it so long, it's pretty well just normal to me to live this way. I'm not going to live this way forever, but it's right now, it's where I'm at and what I'm doing. Then you get into missing all of these friends and then alone time and all this. You got this quiet cab and you're going down the road and it's just the road sound, or you're just sitting still, nothing going on, just quiet. That will sometimes get to you. You'll zone out, especially driving down the road and it's really quiet. You'll just kind of zone out and blow by your exit. Oh, I'm 5 miles past where I need to be. Well, I missed my exit. I got to turn around. It's just I don't know. You've got to do something to kill the quietness. I don't care. You get on the phone, headset, whatever, and call a friend, call a family member, do something. Listen to the radio. Be sure to listen. Turn the radio up. A lot of people don't like to listen to the talk shows, but talk shows actually keep you awake too, because I don't know what it is about them, but you actually got to kind of focus on what they're saying rather than music. It's just playing. Everybody listens to music, but it's a struggle. The mental side can be a struggle at times, especially whenever you first start out. It's a balancing act, to not have a better word for it. It's just a balancing act. There's also some really unique things about this lifestyle. You're independent. You go when you want to go. You have to be self-motivated to get up out of bed and go to work, of course, but it's more on your schedule. I mean, you have things you have to deliver on certain times and pick up certain times, but as long as you get from point A to point B, most companies, they don't care what you do in the middle. Just get there when you're supposed to. That's it. You get to see the country. It's usually pretty quick, but if you take time off, you get a 34-hour reset and find somewhere to, you're going to go somewhere and you're going to run out of time whenever you get there. Call your dispatch, say, hey, I want to shut down here for my 34. And, that way you can kind of plan where you're going to shut down. Just say, one time I was in Flagstaff. I broke down and I happened to be in Flagstaff. So, and they have a truck stop there if you want to do this. So we got a guided tour to the Grand Canyon. I've never been to the Grand Canyon. It was the first time I went, and it was great. It cost then I think it was $140 because we got a discount through the hotel where we were staying in because we broke down. The truck was in the shop, but that was handy dandy for sure. You get a lot more freedom in this job compared to other jobs. You get the ability to pretty much set your own schedule. Like I said before, as long as you get from point A to point B when you're supposed to, most companies are going to let you set your own schedule. And you become more self-reliant. Like I said, you self-motivated. Encourage yourself to get up out of bed, go to work, do the job, and then, whenever you get done that night, do whatever you want to on your downtime. I suggest, sleeping some. It's just once you get used to it, it can be a challenge sleeping in a truck to start with. I have issues whenever I'm not in a truck of sleeping because it's just the movement of the truck. And just like now, I'm in Wyoming and the wind's blowing the truck back and forth. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it's blowing. But you just get used to the movement even while you're sleeping. You'll learn a lot about yourself living like this and doing this job, especially the way I do it. Living in a truck it's not really the job. It's more of a lifestyle. Living in the truck the way I do and the way a lot of other people do. And if you're going to do it, it's going to be a lifestyle to you. You're going to become, it's just how it is. It'd be kind of like RVing, but getting paid to do it. And it's pretty, I enjoy it. There's been ups and downs, times that I've had to get out of it because of different things, but I still enjoy it. I've been doing it 30 years. I'm going to be retiring, hopefully, in the next 5 years, but we'll see where it goes from there. So if you're new to trucking, then this is the first time you started and going for weeks at a time, living in your truck. The adjustments are real. It'll take you time to get adjusted to this lifestyle. But once you figure out your routines, your organization, your rhythm, your schedules, like I said, the cleaning, the laundry, the meal prep or not, or whatever you're going to do with that, it becomes a lot easier. It just becomes like natural, just second nature. So I hope this helped you in some way, and I appreciate you watching. So I have a live stream this Sunday. So until then, have an awesome rest of your week.